Hello there guys, welcome back. This is going to be probably the final part of this series here. At the moment, like I said, I have the beauty pass, which is two file, which is the beauty pass, which is everything together. There is no channels here, nothing. And we have here the other one, which is black, but we have all the stuff inside here. So what we're going to do is going to try to put take whatever's in here, apply some basic pixel mathematics, and then turn into this image. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with a couple of them with a shuffle node, and then I'm gonna go into the stuff which I already done here, and then I'll go walk you through how I did that. So at the moment, if I select this guy here, and then I press stop and I press shuffle, okay. Anyway, the shuffle node is going to be explained in depth in the class. This is only the execution, remember. So the shuffle node, quickly here, we got the input here, and this is what you're going to input and how you're going to remap here, okay? The moment I'm remapping to RGBA, I can put RGB and it will ignore the alpha, or I can create my own channel here, new layer. I can create a new layer and name it however I want, and I can pass the information into there. I will be covering this with a bit more in depth. Again, I'm going to give you some examples in class, but here for now, quickly, we're going to show you that I'm going to pass, for example, here, the specular, for example, this one, specular, you see, and I'm going to shuffle it into the red, green, and blue. But you see, the red goes to the red, the green to the green, the blue to the blue, but because I don't have an alpha, I assume that the last channel is the alpha. So I'm going to put the last channel alpha as 0. So now here, what I have is red, green, blue, oops, no, ignore that, red, green, blue, and alpha. You see, alpha is black because I made it out black. If I put a 1, you see it's white, that's black, okay? So I need to add these two together. So I need to add all the stuff together. So I'm going to add this guy. I'm going to call this shuffle specular. Don't tell me crush. Okay. Okay, nice, because that's already there. So let's call it this 2. Specular, it's already done it. So I'll go shuffle this. And I'm going to add with another shuffle these two guys, the specular. Go to here. The specular normal and the specular indirect. So I'm going to tap here, I'm going to pull shuffle again, and I'm just going to take this guy here, okay, and I'm going to go and I'm going to shuffle the stuff here, which is the indirect specular. So I got this stuff here. Remember, the specular is the reflection from the floor and from each other and from the stuff around. The main specular is the one just for the lighting, okay. So I'm going to call this indirect specular 2, okay. And then I'm going to add these two guys. So I'm going to press M for merge. And I'm going to say this is a pipe A, pipe B. Oh, again, we walk through this here in the class. So at the moment, we cannot use over because over needs an alpha. At the moment, we don't have over alpha. But probably here we should have other thing. You remember why we have to make this guy black. So at the moment, there is no alpha. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this guy, okay. And I cannot use operation over. It has to be plus, which is the plus add. So at the moment I added this channel together with this channel, and it gave me this channel. Okay, so this is a specular. So these two are added together. So you see, I got the specular on both of them. So you go pump out. You see, I can go specular on the floor, specular in all of them. Obviously, at the moment it's burned because I pumped the exposure too high. But it's only for the viewport. Remember that I'm not changing the mathematics here. So I got these two. I plus them, and then move on. So at the moment, this is the specular component, okay? So I want to go through back to the one that I've done already. So I'm going to take this guy here and then move it along here. So I go, again, the original. I go the shuffle specular, indirect specular, that I put it to the RGB here. I put it together. Then here I took the diffuse, here, and again, RGB, RGB, black 0. And I plus it with a surface scattering. You see, if I disable this, see this? I'm adding the original diffuse with the specular. So this is the diffuse, and this is the surface scattering. When I plus them together, it gave me that waxy look. You can see there. At the moment, there is no specular at the moment. So when I add now the indirect diffuse, which is this, that's the lights bouncing back from the floor back to them, and then I get this. You see, I got this without the bouncing, and this is with the bouncing. Without bouncing, with bouncing. You can see there, automatically adds that together. And then I have here the refraction, which is the glass, and I put it together here under the plus here. So I got this here, okay, and this here. So with, without, with, without. So I plus these two together. the thing that I want you to know, which I will explain in class, is that just look at the pipe B. The pipe B is always the one that's going to be final. Whatever I put on top is the one that is going to be like the secondary side. So I go to the fraction here, and then I add on top the diffuse, and then here, finally, I have the specular, including this guy, and then I'll add all that stuff on top. You see, now I got this guy here. So now if I got the original, which is the beauty pass, have a look at the pixels here, this pixel here. So I got this. I'm going to put in 1 this, and in 2 this. So look at this, 1 2 1 2. You see there's no changes at all in the RGB. You see that the stuff's exactly the same. So I haven't damaged the image. So this image is exactly the same as this image. Okay, the only thing that I'm missing is the alpha, because I'll go here, there is no alpha at the moment, you see, but I can copy that. So if I go here and I put channel, I think it's copy channel, copy channel, copy. So you put copy, and I can copy an alpha from one pipe to another. So I need to put the alpha here, and the alpha is here at the moment. So I take this guy and I copy from A, which is this guy, to B here. So now I have an alpha here. You see, so now this guy here, maybe probably put a pixel there, and I press 1 2. See, it's exactly the same. You see, I press 1, which is copying the alpha, and the other one the same. So I haven't damaged the image at all. It's exactly the same. But now I have control over every single one of the aspects. So if I think that this guy is the specular is too much, or probably the let's say the surface scattering here is not enough, I can probably go here and surface scattering, and then put a grade G. You will see color graded later on, and I can say I'm gonna pump this to be brighter. You see, now it's reddish because I have now control only over this guy here. You see, at the moment it works. I don't need a mask, the one with the ID map, because that surface scattering only happen in one component. But if I have in several, when I can ideally, tweak it. But here you see it's an issue with the edge, but we're gonna go through that later on in class. The moment is because it's being just tweaked there, but it's just got that stuff in there. So you pump it up a little bit, and then if you want to change the color, you can just go here and then probably change it to green if you want. Cancel out that green a little bit, probably. Give it more blue, more red if you want, or make it darker, make it brighter if you want. Okay, so now I change completely the look there. So if I disable this, you see that's before and after. Okay, because I now have control of every single one of the components. Now if I want to, for example, change the specularity of this guy, then I can go here into the specular, okay, and put probably a grade here, and I can probably knock it down so it's less specular. You see the specular is getting dark, but you see it's affecting everybody. Okay, in that case then I can go and tweak, and then I need to go and get the ID maps and then only work on this guy. That's something we're going to do in class, but at the moment I just want to you know you can do this here, so you can knock this down. This edge issue here is because the image hasn't been ampere multiplied, so I had to ampere multiply and do stuff, but I'm gonna go through that later in class. So at the moment this is, you see that you have control over the individual components there. Before, if you were doing something on this guy, it will be automatically in everything, and then not on the actual component. So we can do this here now that we have control over that. So before I finish this, what I'm going to tell you is that I'm just going to disable this because we're going to do more stuff in class about it. This stuff needs to be done in class so we can learn a bit more about it. So I'm going to disable all this stuff, and then before I go, I'm just going to show you how to do the depth of field thing. So at the moment I'm just going to put, there is some node called ZD focus, okay, and the ZD focus, I'm just going to disable it because it's quite heavy. I'm just going to cancel this. So the ZD focus needs a pass called the depth pass. At the moment is here, the depth. You see, if I knock this down, you can see it. Probably nice here. See, probably I think it's 0.05, something like that. You see, it's right there. The numbers are there. It's just they're too bright. So I need to copy this depth into this pipe here. At the moment, the depth here, you see, is 9 and 16. You see, it's nothing. So if I go here into this guy here, and I copy, so RGBA at the moment, I got this, layer off, alpha, depth. Do I have depth? Oh, depth came along. So where did that come from then? So depth is there. This is not depth, and then here I'm copying no depth, that's fine. Here, no depth. No, there's no depth, just getting updated. You see there's nothing in there. I'm just only seeing this guy here. So at the moment, I think if I go here, let me quickly depth RGB. Where is there? I think it's plus with the union. It pluses everything, I think. But let's see if it works. Go here. I'm copying from this the alpha, so I go alpha, and then set for image. I'm just gonna go here, undo this, and then it needs this channel, which is already, I think it's already piping down there, but I can copy it if it doesn't work. Call depth.z is automatically looking for depth, and then the z file, which is just one. It's just a fancy name for, you can put any letter here if you want to create your own, but this is just the default. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go more in depth of this, and later on I'm just gonna go here into, oh god, it's very slow. That's the problem with Z, the focus is very slow. So you see, I'm just gonna do it, just gonna put this guy back to, I'm gonna put in a proxy, so it's very rough. So I'll put an eighth of the resolution, which is gonna look very blocky. Just give it a minute. Come on. Just gonna close this stuff. Into Maya. Save this. You wanna have this file, guys, so don't worry. Come on. I haven't saved, that's why I'm not really. Okay, so that's something there. And I think at the moment, yeah, you see it's very blocky because I put an eighth there. So I just want to double check, why do I have, I've got these. Do I have a depth here? Yeah, the puzzle, yeah, it's been copied down. Anyway, so I'll work it out what's the issue with that, but that seems to be okay. So I'm gonna put an 8, but here I'm gonna put the output in focal plane setup. And here what's happened is, you see what happened now, I got these two things, focal point, I can just move it around. Say I want the focal point here, or probably on this guy. And whatever is red is going to be in out of focus, and whatever is blue is going to be in out of focus. This is the front, this is the back, and whatever is green is going to be in focus. So I think you have to pump up this number here, and you can, if you want the focus on this guy, then this guy will be in focus, and then you can change the side here a little bit, and maximum. You can change this and then put everything in focus, and from there on it's going to be out of focus. So if I put this back to result, you see it's very blocky now, but let's put it back to 1 to 1 and see if it does it. Just give it a second. You see that stuff is getting out of focus there, but I think at the moment it's giving me an issue with the focal plane. I think I need to blur the channel, and I think probably the side is too big, or maximum. I think it's maximum, it's way too big. So you can see here, I think that needs to probably blurring too much. I need to tweak it in a better way, so I need to only but you can see here that if I move, for example, this guy here, now this guy will be in focus, you see, so it's sort of automatic. I will work on this guy, so don't worry about it. So got these, and I think I know what's the issue. You have to put this guy to depth. I think there you go. That's more like it. That's what was the issue. So maximum there, and the size, the defocus is this. So I'm gonna put back to this to focal plane setup. You see everything is in green. It's gonna be in focus. So I think you see that red is gonna be out of focus, and this is the size of the defocus. And I think if you go here now into result, then you see this stuff will be, come on, let me down. So you go these, let's see, focal plane setup. I think the focus is too big, the size. I think this stuff here is in focus. Okay, let's see if this one works. Yeah, it's way too big, so I think we need a big number here. Yeah, see, this is too much, probably 10. You see now, automatically, I have this stuff in the front out of focus, and this stuff in focus in the back there. So if I put it here, then you see the stuff is close to the camera, so it gets up. So you can create some really nice depth of field effects. I can put it here, and see, you see this stuff is in focus in the background, so give it that little nice filmy look. Instead of rendering this stuff in RenderMan automatically, it will take probably longer to run. You can see this is really nice. So I put it here, and then I can change dramatically the depth of field here without having to do the depth of field in rendering time. So you can see this stuff is really nice, very cinematic. And I think there are more settings here that you can just change. You can just put stuff like, I don't know, I think the bloom. Let's give you that little highlight, gamma correction. I don't know exactly what I think there's a better way to do bloom in Nuke than actually. It's just giving that little highlight there, so you give it look like you're doing like micro photography. So I think if you uncheck bloom and bloom, probably you just bring in the highlights bigger here, like brighter here. You can see it's very subtle, but you can see. So I think if you pump this out, then you will have a different solution probably to there. So I think there are better ways to treat this image to get better depth of field. But you can see automatically that behaves really well, and it's pretty much on the fly. So you can just move that stuff in there, and then get a difference. If I want to get this guy in focus, just the legs there, so everything in front is out of focus. You see? So this is really cool. Something that probably would have taken a lot to do. This is what the bloom is. You see this little highlight like that. So I think the threshold is way too big. I think you just knock it down, they should disappear, these guys. I think this is the bloom. Yeah, I think you just need to trick that stuff, yeah. I think it's because there is no alpha there. This is the gamma correction here, just doing some tricks in the edges, because it's going too fast from black to white. So alright guys, so this is pretty much what you can do with that. This is just a fraction of the stuff you can do. There are so many complex things. I can show you in the example that I'm going to show you in class, the stuff that I've done in the past with this sort of methods. I'm probably going to try to bring the crash landing stuff that I did, and I'm going to show you, like, it's a huge network with all the nodes in there, and I'm probably going to try to have it ready for this class, so you can I can walk you through how I did everything. And then I'll show you how I did the depth of. I don't think I did the depth of field because it was a wide angle. So if you put depth of field, it looks like it's micro photography. So it doesn't look like doesn't bring the sense of the size of the actual scene. So this guy looks fine because if you put this effect, automatically look like it's just actually miniatures that you taking a photograph from. Okay. So all right, guys, that's it for this week. And then I'm gonna obviously be around, so if you need any help for this and clarify and then reinforce this new concept. Alright, thank you very much guys. I'll see you around. Thank you, bye bye.